Hello, friends. Are you a nonprofit leader? Have you been working to support making a difference in the world by either leading on the executive level or as a programmatic leader that you're actually working intensely with students or people or delivering products or other types of programming to people in need? I'm wondering if you have experienced some of the same challenges that I had in my 25-year experience serving as a nonprofit fundraiser and chief development officer. One of the things that I have experienced is competing priorities around funding, time, and resources. So typically with nonprofits, there's more to do than you humanly have time and bodies available to do it. There's also sometimes difficulties hearing from and relating to funders for whom they want you to do everything and have all the funding go directly to the bottom line, directly to the program. And yet, you may have rent, you have salaries to pay and benefits, and a lot of different things that are important in order to run that organization. Sometimes what happens is people in leadership at those organizations end up really being forced to make very difficult decisions around how many people they can actually have in a specific set of roles or in a department. Have you been in a situation where it's budget time and you really need that one or two more positions to help to keep you from being the one who is the strategy person, the person who's sitting on the leadership team, and also you might be even writing social media copy. You may actually be the one who's on the ground delivering content and delivering things to people and running a program. And you may literally be managing all those different roles simultaneously. And what is that doing for you in terms of your health, in terms of your serenity? How well do you set and keep boundaries, not just for yourself, but for your team as well? Sometimes we become a very bad example of a leader because we don't know how to rest and how to keep appropriate hours, or we feel compelled to work ridiculous number of hours because we have so many deadlines and so many competing priorities and deliverables. Does any of this sound familiar to you? Well, I want to share a couple of tips for you to help to ease that. And I also want to share that I have a program that is really exciting. So let's just get to the tips first. First thing is, it's really important to take time for your mental, emotional, and physical health. You've got to put that first. I know. I know you have a lot of competing priorities. I know that there's not enough hours in a day. But what I also know, and I want you to hear me, is that there's only one you. And what happens if the unimaginable happens because you have worn yourself out and you can no longer function in that role? Wouldn't it be so much better if you actually had the time or took the time more so? Because you'll never get it on the back end. You have to take it on the front end. So it's important to take out time to do the things that are important for your mental, emotional, and physical health. I definitely recommend getting exercise. Even 20 to 30 minutes of a walk a day. You can take a walk in the morning before work, at lunchtime, or how about having a walking meeting with your colleagues? That some of those check-ins, what if you got together and walked? Even if you're in a different location, you can be on video or you can be on the phone in your ears, and you can have a conversation while you're both taking care of yourself, getting some fresh air, getting some exercise. It's important to prioritize that because your health, once it starts diminishing, it's really hard to turn that tide back. So it's so much better for you to take care of yourself on the front end than on the back end. Same thing with sitting too long. I definitely have had a standing desk and one of those that raises and lowers. I still have to configure my current office so that I can take advantage of it. It's sitting over there propped up against the wall. It's not doing me a whole lot of good right now. But if you sit a lot, it's really important to get up and move throughout the day, even if it's, a couple hundred steps, even if it's walking around the room. I don't know if you're working from home or not, but sometimes even getting outside and walking around and just taking some deep breaths during the day is really important to take care of yourself. I also want to talk about your mental health. It's so important to do what you need to do to take care of yourself. And this comes from a deep personal place because I have had mental illness and other things that have happened in my family. And so I know firsthand what it means to see someone's mental health deteriorate. And that's why I've gotten therapy when I've needed it. And that's why I really have that front and center of my messaging these days. Because sometimes stress will really push you to the point where you're not taking good care of yourself, or you are internalizing some feelings of not enoughness, some feelings of scarcity, some feelings of unworthiness that you are bringing into your body, literally, when it may be what you're dealing with is a combination of circumstances that you can do something about, even if it means changing a relationship to those circumstances. The next thing I'm going to say is a little bit controversial, but somebody needs to hear it, so I'm going to go ahead and say it. You may have expired your time at your current workplace. And that could include, even if you're the founder, or even if you're a long-time leader, executive director, CEO, if you've been there for a long time and things are not really working well for you, it's okay to choose yourself. I'm going to say that again. It's okay to choose yourself. One of the things that I really am passionate about is to shift any scarcity thinking that we have to abundance. So as it relates to this particular topic, some people really think that if I just give of myself and give and give and give some more, eventually it'll all work out. In the meantime, they may be having their own personal crisis or health issues that are creeping up because they're stressed all the time. If this is you, it's okay to make a different choice. And the abundance piece is trust that the team that you have in place will be able to carry the work forward, or that there is the opportunity for other leaders to step in. And if you plan it in advance, like a succession plan, you actually can take time to really build in that plan for that skills transfer and to be able to hand things over very cleanly to someone else, as opposed to you getting driven to the breaking point and quitting suddenly, or having some type of really devastating health situation that you have no choice but to stop working. So it's important to slow yourself down and take the time to do what you need to do for yourself, because you matter. The organization that you serve matters. The people you serve matter. The environment matters. Everything that we're working so hard in the nonprofit sector for, it all matters. But I want you to understand that you matter as well, and that you get to make a choice. So I also wanted to share that I have a program called the Ultimate Summit for Nonprofit Leadership. And it is a space for leaders to come together and to really take time out from the urgency of the day and from the very crushing demands that we may have, to really tune in and lift our heads a little bit and get into that space of thinking about ourselves, reconnecting with other peers, getting that support, and also really getting into strategy and thinking about things that you might not even have the time or energy to focus on because you are rushing from one deadline and one crisis to the other. So please visit me at trinaramsey.com to learn more. You can also follow me on social media. I will put a link below so that you can see the latest program that is part of this suite of programming that I'm putting together. I'd love to see you. I'd love to connect with you. And please, of course, if this resonated for you at all, please like and follow and share it with someone you care about. So many blessings to you. Thank you. Thank you for doing the work that you do in the community. It's so important. I know that my 25 years in the sector really helped me to connect to myself, to really feel like I was making a difference in the world. And so now I'm all about helping others in their pursuit of making a difference in the world, to make a difference for themselves. You feel me? All right. Many blessings to you. Have a wonderful day.